The linear sliding patio door with its revolutionary air glide system is one of the smoothest and most energy-efficient PVCU patio doors on the market. In order to make sure it operates correctly and stands up to the rigorous tests of daily use, it's important to make sure the installation is carried out to Linear's guidelines. This video will show you how. First, make sure there is a solid structure to fix the frame jambs to, and a lintel above the frame aperture. Prepare the aperture by making sure it is clean. Remove any old silicone and brush down the threshold. Check the aperture's height, width and diagonals to ensure the opening is equal on all sides and is also square. First, fit the sill. Use a spirit level and a string line to assess the level of the threshold you are working from. Temporarily place the required packers on the threshold and dry fit the sill. This will help to assess the finish level of the sill. It's really important that the sill is level, otherwise the patio door's rolling mechanism will not operate correctly. So make sure you level up the threshold before you carry on. Once it is level, double check that the door will still have enough clearance on height when it is installed. Before fixing the sill to the brick threshold, it must be supported along its full length. Use a bed of mortar along the full sill length between the required packers. Then put the sill into place and tap it down gently onto the packers using a plastic mallet. Check the level again before fixing the sill into place using Spax bolts or equivalent fixings at a maximum of 600mm centres. Ensure the fixings are not over-tightened, causing unnecessary distortion, and check the level and bow at each step of the process. Now, fit the frame. Make sure that all the threshold and drainage cover trims have been removed from the frame. Run a silicone bead along the outer edges of each side of the sill, joining the rear upstand to Linear's unique middle upstand. This will ensure a weather-tight seal for the doors. You should also cover the top of any fixings in the sill with silicone, as this will avoid any water ingress. Now, lift the outer frame into position in the opening. To hold the door in place temporarily whilst you level it, loosely pack out the jambs. Keep checking they are level as you go along, as this will help to avoid any potential issues in later steps. There should be no twist or distortion in the jambs, and they should be plumb. With the packers in place, fix both outer jambs in place with appropriate fixings. Fixings should be no closer than 150mm from corners and at 600mm maximum centres, with a minimum of 3 fixings per side. A shield must be used in order to prevent damage from screwdrivers. Packers must be used at either side of each fixing to help prevent distortion. As you work, continue to check for any bows, as well as for plumbness and squareness. Make sure the screws are fully fixed so that they do not interfere with the refitting of the threshold cover. Once the frame jambs have been fixed into place, the threshold and head can be fixed. Push the threshold against the sill's rear upstand and fix it into place. Use appropriate fixings to secure down through the centre channel of the PVCU outer frame. Use silicone with each fixing to prevent any water ingress. Pack the head parallel to the sill. A timber lat can be used to help ensure it is parallel. Fix the head into place, completing the outer frame installation. Once the outer frame is in place, perform a final check of the doors for level, plumb and squareness. Now you're ready to commence glazing the door panels. Before glazing, remove all beads from the sliding sash, taking care to note where the beads are removed from. Before glazing, we recommend you remove the door handle using a 4mm Allen key. Add silicone between each vertical platform to help keep them in place and ensure that none of the platforms obstruct any drainage holes. Start fitting the glass onto the linear glazing platforms from the inside and pack it appropriately. Once the glass is in place, the beading can be replaced, starting with the shortest pieces first. Use a plastic mallet to tap each piece into place. We recommend starting in the corners and working towards the middle. Repeat this process to glaze the fixed sash. Then replace the door handle, along with the threshold cover and the draining cover trims. Now, check the finished doors to make sure the operation is perfect. The rolling mechanism should be smooth and feel light to operate. If the sliding door needs any adjustment, this can be done on either corner of the bottom sash by adjusting the wheels with a 4mm Allen key. Please note that the wheels must be adjusted equally to keep the door parallel with the jamb. Turn the Allen key clockwise to lift the door and anti-clockwise to lower the door. All linear patio doors are supplied at the lowest position setting, so should usually only require a clockwise adjustment to raise the door if needed. If necessary, the chute bolt can be adjusted by reinstalling with either the round or the elongated hole facing towards the jamb. Just a few final checks and the installation is complete. Check that the handles and locking mechanisms operate smoothly, that the sliding action is smooth and free running, and that the locks operate correctly when closed. The rolling mechanism won't work smoothly if there's any debris in the door track, so make sure you clean it properly with a soft brush. Don't forget, you can also consult the linear patio door installation guide for further information about each step of the process. The installation is now complete, and the homeowners can enjoy their new linear sliding patio door.